For the last 20 years, the predominant cinematic image of Superman has been one of a Christ-like martyr sent to Earth to suffer for the sins of a world he does not belong in and can never fully understand. James Gunn's Superman flips that script. His Man of Steel is just a man. Strong, yes, but not absurdly shredded with muscles on top of more muscles. Durable, sure, but not indestructible. In fact, what struck me most about Gunn's interpretation of Superman is how vulnerable he makes the character, both physically and emotionally. This guy gets beat up constantly, and he beats himself up constantly too. Gunn's Superman loses fights so badly he can barely stand. He tries to save everyone, not just his friends and his family, but also total strangers and even some of his enemies, and he's devastated when he fails. The key line of dialogue for this Superman is not something like up, and away. It's come on, be careful, spoken to a reckless fellow hero. This Superman is not some distant god floating above, looking down on us. He's a flawed person with feelings. He makes mistakes and then desperately tries to fix them. I imagine some fans of those earlier Supermen will not be on board with a Man of Steel who cares and occasionally cries. There will be inevitable outrage in some circles over the decision to portray Clark Kent as a guy so wholesome he says darn instead of damn. Those who feel that way are entitled to their opinions. In my opinion, Gunn's Superman is a super breath of fresh air for DC Comics and for superhero movies in general, and easily the best Superman movie made in my lifetime. Instead of an umpteenth origin story, it's a foundation, one that establishes a new Superman and his world while also telling a deeply satisfying adventure tale. It's somehow soaked in classic DC Comics mythology and simultaneously loaded with modern touchstones and resonances. It is, to my pleasant surprise, quite super.